What a crowd.
The regulars always show up.
But what's nice is that we have a regular group, and then we have a regular group. The people who come from time to time but are regulars. Like Tara Lynn's a regular. She didn't come for a little while. And Lauren Artful's a regular. And then we have new regulars like Timmery and Bardot. And then we have, look at this, 3 people who got in without paying the cover. Oh, I'll be damned. Virtual adjustment showing up.
Yes, he's pretty regular now.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh, and look who's over here. Hello, Ness. Is that? Oh, it's Nessie. I was hoping you were something like a Nestle's chocolate bar.
Back to chocolate again.
Always comes back to chocolate.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, there was chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate.
They were chocolate, and they ate it all up, and they left only dessert. And that's why they always say, I wish I could have dessert. Okay, that's the dumbest goddamn thing ever. That's just terrible.
You just reminded me to get my rim shot ready.
Carrie Ring is here, up in the rafters.
I think I'll drink some hot.
We are at our start time, Miss Lauren.
It
is 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's 5 p.m. and it's time for Lauren Live. How are you? Everybody doing well?
What the?
Yeah? You guys having a problem?
What the heck is that?
Oh, come on now. You know me. You've been listening to me for years and years and years. You want me to tell you about hair removal? Because now I can tell you how much it really hurts.
This voice-changing operation really is.
Yeah. Well, I love all you guys. So I finally turned off my voice morphing and went back to my natural voice, okay?
This is good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God, not the whole show, please.
Make it go away,
Not the whole show. Oh, just when I was having so much fun, and now you don't want.
And now I'm back, so be careful.
Hey.
All right?
That was good.
I can't
And
hear
you
it,
do
so I
a
don't know how good or
dialogue.
bad it is. Yeah.
Oh, it was good. I never said a word.
Closer to bad.
Yeah. So I started working on my inventory this week. I don't know if any of the rest of you have done that. Yeah.
Strawberry
What we
Sing,
really need-
100,000.
But we really need some sort of like an inventory script that goes through our clothes. It throws this one out. It says this one doesn't fit well. It just does the whole thing, right? Just like a real inventory sorter, you know? Like, why are you keeping these 275 Linden beers? Yeah, exactly, Tim. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And, yep. And I was sort of amazed. I guess the FBI was into my inventory because I found my X8 parts taken apart and laid out on a table there, each one numbered. So I'm not sure what that's about.
Did they say Tea Party on them?
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't put the vulva in the right place, so you know what the hell. I mean,
I don't know where that is.
Well, how many of you still have prim shoes? I have prim shoes. I got to throw those away. Why don't we throw those away? We're not going to wear them anymore.
I'm wearing prim shoes.
Are you wearing prim shoes?
So am I right now. I'm wearing
Yes, I
prim shoes
came
right
with the outfit.
I wore them for years, and I got corns. Oh my God, I can't tell you. Jesus, the straps, the prim straps, they left marks on my freaking ankles. It's terrible.
You didn't size them.
Well, look at the match of your shoe and your leg, your foot and your leg.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
You know what's really amazing to me? You know, lately, if you're a pretty woman, a pretty white woman, and you killed like one boyfriend. One boyfriend. It's on TV all the time. Just one boyfriend.
Jody
Okay?
Arias.
27 stabs, slit his throat, shot him. All right, but come on. If you're an old black man and you killed 470 babies and snipped them with things, you get on like for a minute. Guilty, you know? You don't get like a 3-month hearing. What's the story? Come on. I mean, what about it's not fair? I am sure there are other women out there that are not that pretty that have killed more than one boyfriend, okay?
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm sure there is somebody out there that killed a boyfriend and did it a lot worse than Jodi Arias, but she wouldn't look good on headline news. Is that right?
No.
Yeah.
She is pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. It's made me become self-aware, which means I'm into myself again. Anyhow, so yeah, anybody ever watch like they have Judge Judy? I think Judge Judy should have tried that. Wouldn't that have been great? Okay, Jody, come on now. Come on now. All right. You took the gas tanks with you. Where's the receipt? Where's the receipt? I love that people bring in things like, well, I know that he took my stuff. Well, how do you know that? Well, I have it here written down. Oh, bring it up. Brings it up. What is this? I got it from a fortune cookie. It says, he took my stuff. Right. You gotta love these people. Right? Yeah. How many of you taking learning to build classes in Second Life?
Used to teach them.
Yeah. I want to take a class on how to take it apart in Second Life. Remember when you do something and you do it wrong and all of a sudden you get back like a broken Rubik's Cube, you know? And then you say, well, I don't know what this is. It just says object because you didn't bother to name it. So you then rezzed it and it took up the entire sim, right?
I've done that.
Yeah, we've all done that. Welcome, everybody, to another Tuesday with Lauren and friends. And, of course, tonight we definitely have Bubble Pop and Catboy. And after that, we have Lizaday Solo, who should be actually called Lizaday Duo because she now has a boyfriend. So, yeah. How many of you girls, think, I got rid of that boyfriend, but he seems to be somebody else's new favorite, right? Right. Wouldn't you like to pin a note to his back? Like, let me explain the real stuff about him, right?
Yeah.
They always find out anyway.
Right. Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing? No matter how much these guys try to hide who they are, we find out.
Plus, no matter where you go,
Yeah.
there you are.
There should be a thing like we should know something, girls, okay? Like we go out and he takes us out, takes us to nice places. The minute he's spending less on us on a date, that's the time to check out. That's terrible. I'm right. Okay. Nobody laughed on that, right? Right. How many people are making new friends in Second Life? Anybody make any new friends?
Yeah, a few.
Yeah, you made a few friends?
Friends.
Yeah,
I've got
I
my
think
new
I'm
friend
supposed to-
here tonight, Nessie. Say hello, Nessie. Hello.
Hello, Nessie. Yeah, Nessie's here. Yeah, she's new.
She's the one with the glow into the darker wings over here beside me.
You want her to blow into? She wants you to blow into her wings. Ooh,
No,
yeah,
glow
that's
in
a
the
lot
dark
of
base.
information. Wow. Okay.
Don't ask me twice.
Right. How many of you guys tell us girls here in Second Life when we ask you to dance, you go, I can't dance? Right. I mean, come on.
That's very good.
Like,
That's
just
a
hit
good
the
one.
devil's
I can't do
Yeah, you
that.
know you're being rejected when someone won't dance with you in Second Life.
There's some interesting psychological disorders here in Second Life. They're obsessive compulsives. You know who they are. They're the ones who are always aligning the prims. Yeah.
Yes. I actually, that happens to be true.
This is a big, big problem. Okay. Now the mesh came along. All right. We had to adjust our shape. We had to slim down. We had to fit this whole thing. We had to work out and get our boobs to be this size and our waist. And all of a sudden, it was all this work, right? Remember, right? Am I right? But I remember, way back in the early days of prim skirts and prim belts and stuff, I had to make myself fatter to fit into them, It's really very problematical here, Yeah. I have clothes in Second Life for the fat me and the thin me. I tried dancing in real life after dancing here. Problem is, I have to stop every second. Right. That's pretty good, Kurt. That'd be great. You should do that. Dance with somebody in first life that doesn't know about second life, and you start with, let's say, a waltz, and just all of a sudden you're jitterbugging or whatever it is, and you just go, it's the HUD. And we should really do stuff to these first life people who want to go out with us. really just mess with their capability of thinking, right? Right. Yeah. How many is still doing poetry? Yeah. Well, it looks like that's slowing down.
I'm in.
Yeah. How many have you tried into sex?
I tried haiku.
Haiku, right.
Yeah, but she wouldn't go for it.
She wouldn't go for it? What is a haiku? Does anybody know?
That's Japanese
know.
poetry. It's like
It's 575.
575 syllables.
Well, you
There was
always
also this hot. There was a hot chick in a BDSM singer. Her name was Haiku, and I tried her.
You tried her? Well, let me ask you a question. Are you 5'7", 5 inches long? That's what she was looking for.
I'm 575 pounds.
You ever lie to somebody in first life and tell them you have to get home because you got things to do, and it's really because you want to get into second life?
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Did that
You
tonight.
have
as a
somebody
matter of
call you
fact.
and you say, listen, I'm really sorry, I'm working on a report or whatever it is, and it's really you're in second life.
I tell people on the phone, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I name my friends in first life in my iPhone with second life names. It just makes it more real.
That's awesome.
Changes everything.
President.
Oh, somebody's got a good typing going on there. That's really good. That's quite something. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you belong in the secretary's pool.
Yeah.
How many of you have had friends in first life that say they don't understand second life? Yeah.
For all of them.
And what do you say to them? Yeah, you know what I say to them? I've never understood you, so bye-bye.
No. Yeah, and her boyfriend's a bat. That's what.
Right. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Do you react emotionally to gestures, expressions, and movements of other avatars? Do you do that? If somebody frowns, do you feel like, yeah. I find one of the most interesting things about our movements here in Second Life that if we walk through somebody, now remember that this is a virtual world, we say, I'm sorry. I mean,
Yes, we
we
do.
really didn't bump them, did we?
Oh, yeah.
Do they feel it? Yeah. Who tells first life friends about second life, right? I once said to them, okay, I tried to explain about property in second life, so this is what it is. It's virtual property, this, that. And they said they couldn't understand me. And I said, well, do me a favor. Try to explain to me about your relatives because I don't understand them. Yeah.
Then ask him about derivative.
Right. Right. You know the STD is Second Life, right? Everybody. I've done this so many times, you guys should know it, right? What is it? It's carpal tunnel syndrome.
Tunnel syndrome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went into my doctor in First Life the other day, and I guess my medical plan will pay for 12 Viagras a month. And I want 30. And he's really pissed off at me, He's going, what's that? I said, listen, there's one day in every month. I'm not married like you. Yeah. I don't think he was thrilled at all, I mean, I think I just lost him on that one. Yeah. Do you remember back, it was what was it? A survey done by the Second Life. They want to know things. Did you remember this one? They said, this was around Viewer 2.0. I remember this one. It came. How many residents are there in your household? Do you remember that one?
Oh,
you,
yeah.
partners, prim babies, slaves, alts, bots, stalkers, Linda. I wonder if Lindens use invisibility under God mode so they can watch people doing stuff here in Second Life. Ooh, look what they're doing. Ooh, ooh.
Probably.
Really sad if somebody, was watching Second Life and masturbating to somebody having sex in Second Life. I mean, that would really be that would just be
I'm
it, right?
sure that's happened. That has to
Right.
have happened.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I have one big problem though, with God mode. I'm an atheist, so it doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah. I did my resume in First Life. I put down Orientation Island in Second Life. It's a skill set.
Awesome.
Bet you the University of Phoenix is giving classes in this. Right.
Don't
Everybody
laugh,
having
it could
fun?
happen.
You
Yay!
having a good time tonight? Because we just make this crap up as we go along. Have we lost people or are we gaining people?
Got me back.
Yeah, hey, Reggie.
Lion.
There was
Gaining
another
people.
one.
We have
What
31
level
now.
of education? What? What? thing?
31 people now.
31 people. These are not people, okay?
They are
They
two
are
people.
They are, Orchid, you sure?
Gwyneth
Oh,
Paltrow.
Yeah.
people,
Sure.
We love that.
Yep.
I sometimes go out to the window in my house and look out to see if there really are still people. Or maybe it's just me talking to a whole bunch of other people. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're not as interesting.
Yeah. So what level of education have you obtained? Remember that? That was a question. Orientation Island.
Oh yeah.
For the
Yeah.
purpose of the census, Orientation Island will be considered education. The shelter classes, advanced classes through Art Door or Builders Brewery, SL Pro, and do you have a degree from either Woodbury or Rockcliffe University? I just can't wait. I can't wait because we're going to get somebody in a high government position, and then all of a sudden they're going to figure out, oh my God, where'd they go to college? Rockcliffe University. What's that?
Sounds legit. Sounds legit.
Here was another question they had down. What level customer are you? Basic, premium, concierge, enterprise, FIC, top level. I've given up and gone to remember the reaction grid? The reaction grid, right. I'll tell you,
Where
you
is
got
it
a
now?
reaction to that, logging off. I remember these people would try to get us to come to these other grids. Do you remember? Oh, this is going to be the coolest thing. You can get 200 billion acres of land for 1 penny and stand by yourself alone forever. Oh, it sounds so thrilling. Wow.
Yay.
Right. Oh, what can you do? Oh, you can build as many prim objects as you want. That's great. And guess what? Nobody's going to see them. Oh.
Like Cloud Party.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, did anybody notice the most expensive real estate in the United States is in a bad section of New Jersey? $600 a square foot to rent it per year. Okay, $600
What the
a square
hell?
foot. You know what it's for? It's for all that cloud computing. It's where those little servers sit. So now you know the cloud lives in a bad neighborhood. I gotta love it, right? Yeah. Yeah, they had this too. What's your occupation? Land baron, scripter, builder, musician, DJ, griefer, model, community leader. Linden. For this census, this Lindens will be considered an occupation. You don't see Lindens around much anymore, do you?
Never.
No.
They don't. They're just not
They're
around.
like magical
Only-
things that just.
Yeah.
Only office hours. I see Nix and Andrew. That's it.
Is that it? During office hours?
Yeah, and a
right?
few. Yeah, and they have a few people. with them, but Simon.
I haven't seen a Linden in years.
Now, do you remember when
gonna
you
say
used to be
that.
able to wear something that would tell you when a Linden was online?
Mm-hmm.
I put mine on. It says last Linden that was online was 2012. Yeah. I mean, what can I tell you? I hear Philip's starting something new.
Yeah.
Some whole new virtual world that'll be a lot
Yep.
like Reaction Grid. Nobody will be there, but that's great.
Doing great.
Yeah.
It's going to be identical to the real world. You won't be able to tell the difference.
Remember the Emerald drama, Lauren? I remember the whole Emerald thing. You know,
Yes.
I figure I don't give a shit if they break into my stuff, because maybe by accident some of the money they're stealing will end up at my account. Because I don't have it. Oh yeah. So don't you think we should have like the Second Life Oscars? That would have been great. You know, best male disguised as a female. I think I could really win that. I have a shot for that one, guys. I really do, because I could just
Come in like this and say, "Hi, I'm Lauren Lemon."
She couldn't wait to do that again. She couldn't wait.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to do a dialogue with herself one of these days.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I hear in the next viewer, they're turning Ruth into Ken, having a transformation. Yeah. Anyhow, let's first bring up, and didn't go first for a long, long time. Who hasn't gone first in a long, long time? Let me guess. I bet you Catboy knows it's Catboy, right?
Okay,
Yeah?
Catboy's
You ready?
up
Get up
first.
here,
Catboy.
Catboy. Come on, Catboy.
Catboy.
Come on. And for those of you who don't know, I tease Catboy from time to time, but we have a fair shot at this thing. It's okay. Catboy.
Right, that's why I dress like this, just so
yeah.
they can make fun of me.
See, I'm allowed to do that because I pay for his Xanax.
Yeah, yeah, I get it in the mail. By the way, you're a little light this week. Okay, what's been going on lately?
Sounds
I'm
like
not very happy. I'm sorry. I'm not very happy lately. The Toronto Maple Leafs really blew it last night. They blew a 4-1 lead in the bottom half of the last period, losing the series to the Boston Bruins. Toronto Maple Leafs choked so badly that the restaurants are replacing their emergency Heimlich maneuver posters with the Maple Leafs playbook. That bad. Oh, gosh. Okay. Dr. Joyce Brothers passed away recently, so I guess it's up to Dr. Travis Stork to take up the mantle when people want to gripe about their private parts. No one got that? Okay. She used to do that a lot. But speaking of private parts, a man stuck his his thing, in a hornet's nest the other day.
Kinky.
And he died from 156 wasp stings, including 54 on his genitals. Oh my God! When his body was discovered by the neighbor, he said he was so bloated that he thought that someone dumped a whale carcass on the lawn. As to why he actually did this, the police say that they believe it was because of an email scam. They're saying you can get a freakishly huge penis for less than $5.
Oh, God.
God. And the most surprising thing of all is that this story did not come from Florida. It's in Sweden. So, you know, when this one comes around on 1,000 Dumb Ways to Die on Spike TV, I'm going to give that episode a skip. Oh, gosh. A woman. Oh, anyone. Oh, my God. Did anyone hear this one? A woman was kicked off the plane recently. This just happened because she would not stop singing I Will Always Love You. What everyone assumes is the Whitney Houston song Air Control. We have a Whitney Houston problem. They actually had to stop a 6-hour flight halfway through to return the plane to the terminal just to kick the lady off the plane. And I'll tell you, if I'm stuck...
It's a 6-hour flight. They're 3 hours gone, they came back?
That's right, 3 hours gone. Well, they didn't go back to where they started. No, they went to some place that was halfway through. But apparently the singing's that bad. It was merited. You know, it's like, we can't put up with this any longer. Put it down. I'll tell you, if I'm stuck next to someone on a plane who's singing Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On, I really hope they don't bother stopping the plane. They'll just go, pilot the bombardier, pilot the bombardier, bombs away. That'd be great. Just chuck them out. All right. Chris Hadfield. Has anyone been following this? The Canadian astronaut has returned from space recently. Hadfield garnered a lot of attention by making his own outer space video, which he filmed on the International Space Station of him singing David Bowie's Space Oddity while he was on board. And the whole thing was promoted, actually, by David Bowie on his Twitter feed. He thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So after Hatfield's video made the news, the lady who got kicked off the American Airlines flight complained, "How come a white man can sing on a space station, but I can't sing Whitney Houston on board a fucking airplane?" And I will always love you.
That was a long
I think if
setup,
Hatfield
but worth
sang
it.
like that, he probably would have been tossed out of an airlock. All right. Oh, there's something I wanted to show you. I got a photo up here. Disney's caused a little controversy lately, and the reason why is that they've taken one of the Pixar characters, this girl Merida from Brave. Here, I'll bring down the photo. And what they did was they gave her a princess makeover to make her more marketable. Now the controversy here is that they made her out to look exactly like what the character was supposed to be rebelling against. She's not supposed to be a princess. And they made her out, well, you know what Disney's like. They have to have princess. I really don't understand Disney's obsession with princesses. Because I got to tell you, the only thing that I learned from watching Disney when I was a kid growing up is if you ever save a damsel in distress and she's not a princess, you might as well toss her ass back to the dragon because she's not worth a damn. Okay, in other news, let's see what's on the back of this thing. Oh, that silly thing. I'll get back to that later. In the news, could anyone hear Carlos the Jackal? He was a well-known terrorist from the 1970s. Yes. About 30 years ago, he was sent to jail, and apparently he wants out of prison. And the French government said, too bad. It's not up to you. Like, no, you don't get to decide. Apparently, someone told him that being in a French prison is like having a French job. Once you're through feeling like a martyr, you can just fuck off whenever you want to. It's like, no, you don't get to do that. Oh, really bizarre news. A flying car crashed into a school zone in British Columbia. A flying car.
What is that?
It's a car that somebody put wings on it and made it fly. But it's still a car, so it's capable of driving. And I'm sitting there going, this sounds like a quiz test for people who want to work as an insurance claim adjuster. So a flying car crashes into a school zone. What do you do? I don't know. Speaking of really weird flying cars, okay, Ferrari has just announced in a press statement to say they vow they will never build an electric car. Oh no, there goes my plans to buy a $300,000 eco-friendly car. Oh, I'm going to cry myself to sleep over that one. Anyway, there is a reason why Ferrari did bother to say that. Because, you know, somewhere out there was some jerk who was saying to themselves, I want to spend $350,000 on a car. I want the car dripping in luxury with leather seats made from baby calves that were torn from the loving care of their mothers and starved to death in the last week of their lives so their skin would hang loose when you slaughtered them. I want the steering wheels wrapped in baby seal skin, clubbed to death by only the finest of Canadian fur traders. I want the wooden dashboard made of an oak so rare that you had to butcher an entire Amazonian tribe just to cut down the tree. I want the engine so powerful when you stomp on the pedal and take off down the street at 200 miles an hour, and if a pedestrian just happens to wander in front of me, I want the double reinforced titanium carbon fiber front end to reduce their body into a pink mist that just gently hovers in the air. Oh, and I want the whole thing to be electric because the bimbos I'm dating are concerned about polar bears and shit. All right, now I'm going to show you something really weird. Now, remember what I said about the double reinforced front end that will reduce a pedestrian into a pink mist? Here's a car that would actually do that. The brand new concept car by Lamborghini called the Egoista. Take a look at what this looks like, that front end. That looks like it is designed to reduce pedestrians into julienne fries. You know what? You just know that this is made from a designer who grew up in the 1980s, because when they were designing Lamborghinis in the 60s and 70s, they looked like they were designed by guys who, when they were growing up, when they were kids, they were playing with toy rockets. This looks like it was built by somebody who grew up playing with Transformer toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something out of a Bruce Willis movie.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
but anyway,
is that a
this is
bumper
called...
in the front? That
That
really
is-
is a fry cutter, the black thing down below.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. Oh my
Right.
God, I didn't see. You got to cam up close to everybody and look at that. If you
Yeah.
didn't.
It's
Okay,
like a
go on.
mandoline.
Now
A
this is a
mandolin, yes.
one-off. This is a one-off special kind of, what do they call, a concept car? Only one made. They call it the Egoista, which is
Perfect.
I believe that's Italian for selfish. Now this car may serve as a prototype for the brand new flagship car called the Piccolo Penne, which is Italian for small penis.
Ooh.
I really hope we don't get any cars like that in my neighborhood because we got people speeding so badly, I swear to God. The only ones that bother to slow down in a school zone are the pedophiles. Now, I may criticize people a lot, but a lot of people say to me, yeah, Catboy, before you criticize, you really should walk a mile in their shoes. And I see a car like that, and it's like, no, I could tell they're pretty fucked up from over here. Okay.
Is that a
does
two-passenger car? Does that have somebody else sitting
No.
on your lap?
That is only one.
It's a lap car.
No, that's you know the McLaren, right, where the driver sits in the middle. Well, that's what this is, but it doesn't allow any passengers.
Right.
It's just a cockpit. for one
Oh,
person.
I see. It's a
Yeah.
narcissist car.
That's it.
Egoist.
Bam. Exactly.
Egoist, right? Narcissist. Egoist. I love it.
Okay, a lot of summer movies coming out. Does anyone ever read the book Ender's Game? Ender's Game is now.
No, I
in
never got
theaters.
to read it.
No,
Neither did I,
okay,
and
it's
I
a science
wanted
fiction
to.
novel. Now, some people are considering boycotting the movie because the author's come out as extremely anti-gay recently. I might eventually see this movie, as I did read the novel, but I'm not comfortable. I hope it's not going to be exactly as it was in the novel, because I'm not comfortable watching a movie that's got a bunch of naked boys showering together. And if anyone's actually read that book. I mean, I don't want to sit in an audience full of creepy middle-aged men who came to see the movie just for that reason. When you're sitting in a theater full of Catholic priests, you know something's a little bit off.
Let me tell you, those guys can't wait to see you sitting there with that voice and that shape.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I'm going to show you another picture. I'm going to bring it down
Buttered
from the
popcorn.
ceiling. This
Oh, the
is
popcorn.
a this is a brand new shoe made by Adidas. It is specifically
us.
designed. It's made for people. If you ever are, it's made for people to run away from a mass shooting. It's called the Adidas Bystander.
Oh.
You're not.
Made
You
for
got to be
fleeing.
kidding. That's not real, is it?
It's made for fleeing. It's called the Adidas Bystander. It was launched Tuesday, as a massive nationwide campaign. Here, I'm reading the release right now. Athletic footwear manufacturer Adidas has officially unveiled the Adidas Bystander, the first shoe designed for running away from mass public shootings. It has a reinforced tread engineered specifically for running in a zigzag pattern so you can avoid snipers. It's whisper quiet and low squeak rubber so you can sneak away. The Bystander combines speed and stealth to create the perfect shoe for escaping, hiding an armed murderer. The Adidas CEO Herbert Hainer said at a press conference, it's a brand new Firmo grip shoe minimalizes slippage even when you're panicked and need to quickly move through puddles of freshly spilled blood. Oh, good news.
No
This will be coming out for
way. No
children as
way.
young
I
as
can't
5 years
believe it.
old.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's an Onion article. And that's all I've got for tonight, everybody.
That's it. Whoa, bravo. Way to go, Catboy. Great night. That was great. I want to thank everybody who's here. We're having a good time.
Oh, sorry, I'm bumping into everyone.
You're bumping into everyone. How are you doing that?
Yeah, I really do apologize for
Yeah,
I did.
crashing into people.
this is great. Yeah. So, anyhow, here's something for you guys, okay? There is actually a section of worst books list, okay? So I want to take a look at some of them. Here's the books, the top. I'll just give you the top 5 for several of the categories. Books I wish I never read. So if you've read this book, let me know. Okay, number 1. Well, I should start at 5 and go down. Number 5 is a book called Eclipse. Number 4 is The Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
Number 3
I like
is
the
New
Da Vinci
Moon.
Code.
Number 2 is Breaking Dawn.
Nope.
That's the Twilight number 4, I guess. Is that it?
Yeah.
And Twilight. Okay, that's books I wish I didn't read.
So the
Most
three of the books
depressing-
are from the Twilight series then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're
Most
awful.
right. books.
I read
most
the Da Vinci
depressing.
What happened to the Bible?
Yeah. The Da
Actually,
Vinci
there's
Code
a
was
one-
very predictable.
Actually,
boring.
a gal by the name Kate, what's her last name? Wrote Moss, but not the Kate Moss. It's an actress, but a Kate Moss in London wrote a book called Labyrinth, which is much better than Da Vinci Code. Fabulous book on the same
Oh.
subject matter. And if you haven't read
Yes.
it, you should read it. All right, 5 most depressing books of all time. I'm going to hold back the last one and see how many people could list the most depressing. But number 5 is Night from the Night Trilogy by Eli Wiesel. Number 4 is 1984. Number 3 is Bridge to Terabitha.
I
Number
might agree
2
with that
is
one.
The Road. And what do you think number 1 is? Anybody have that? Number 1.
Catcher in the Rye?
Most depressing books of all time.
Oh, Good
The
Times, Bad
Diary of a
Times.
Young Girl, Anne Frank. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
God.
Was, that,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, I didn't even think of
Loved
that.
Bridge to Terabithia,
Not fiction,
though.
though.
That was such a good book.
It was a good
Yeah,
book,
it's not
but
saying
the
it's
story
not a
was
good
depressing.
book. It's depressing. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
5 books with the worst endings. Okay. Number 5 is A Mockingjay, Hunger Games number 3.
Yeah.
4 is Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
When we say worst endings, it doesn't mean it's badly written. It just means it's
Yeah.
the worst ending. Okay. Number 3 is My Sister's Keeper. Number 2 is Bridge to Terabithia. And number 1 is Breaking Dawn, Twilight number 4. Okay.
Well, I agree with Bridge to Terabithia.
Gone Girl.
Worst
ending.
female character of all time. Now, I don't know if you know this. Number 5, marked House of Nights. Number 4 is Eclipse. That's Twilight number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Breaking Dawn, Twilight number 4. Number 2
Oh,
is
dear.
New Moon, Twilight number 2. Number 1 is Twilight number 1.
It's because the character sucked ass.
Oh my god. And
Yeah,
Nancy here is
exactly.
a
Yeah.
huge
That's
Twilight
because the
fan.
character is a blank slate fap fetish for the author.
Yeah.
The only thing that made the books good were all the werewolves because, you know, like dirty doggy style sex with like hairy men is kind of sexy. That's all.
Hairy men. Yeah. That's what I figured they should do with Ariel Castro. Don't kill him. Okay? Don't leave him alone in the cell. I got it really just simple. Put him in a cell with 3 gorillas and lather him up so he smells good.
What about Anastasia Steele? That's a big.
Anastasia Steele. Boy, is she a oh my God.
Oh my!
Oh my. Oh, my inner goddess just felt so red as he spanked my ass. Wow.
Glad that you people have actually read those. I'm sad
Yeah.
for you.
The worst books
I know
I've
you
ever
should
read.
be. You should be. No.
I'm sad
Number one
and I
to me,
judge you.
Worst book ever written to me was Love Story.
Oh, yeah, that's-
And then it was even worse than when they made the movie and Ryan O'Neal was beating the shit out of his wife.
Oh, God.
Farrah Fawcett. Right? Okay. All right. So
Never having to
now,
say you're sorry.
never having to say you're sorry. Right. Exactly. Okay. Worst names for a book. Number 3 is The Selection. Number 1 is tied for Dragon Keeper and Graceling. You may not agree with these, okay? But we're trying to use up a lot of time here, all right?
Working like a charm.
Okay. Here's
Lauren.
50 worst date. Yes? Did you say something, darling?
Yes, I did. I passed Italian and officially graduated from college finally.
Oh, fantastic. That's so good.
Yeah.
Bravo,
Can't wait for you. Now,
bravo.
now get out and start working because I'm on Social Security and I need you to pay for it.
I'm already working. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know you've always been working.
She's
And I like you got to change your name a little bit there. But there it is. So anyhow, 50 worst dates. Okay. Now this particular date, it takes a moment to read it. It's about going out with Lauren. Okay. Now I don't know who the Lauren is, but this is what it says, so I'll read it. Sometimes a girl is very aware how pretty she is. She knows that the balance of. Should I read it in this voice or the other voice?
I'll do the
She
other
knows
one.
that-
Do it.
You want me to do it in
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
voice? Okay,
Please,
we'll do it in
please,
the other
that'd be
voice.
great.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Here we
Please,
go.
this is gonna be
All right.
awesome.
Please, we're begging you.
Yeah.
Sometimes a girl is very aware of how pretty she is. She knows that the balance of power in any relationship with any straight man will be on her side. While bitchy girls are honest about their manipulative and moody nature, these girls can affect favorable outcomes and make it look like your idea. I can't stand them. Now I have to change back in voice. Hold on a second, because we have to go.
I can't stand them. They're the only type of girl that can make me hate all women, albeit briefly. And Lauren is one of those girls. I met her through a friend of mine who had been hitting on her pretty heavily for 2 years. He used to drive her around, look after her when she was drunk, and so on. He wasn't too impressed when I managed to score a date after talking to her for 10 minutes. He was annoyed, but whatever, it's not my fault. Well, we went on an average date. It was just dinner, and I could tell things weren't clicking. For one thing, she expected me to act a certain way around her, and I refused to play any of those games. Hence, lots of unnecessary, entirely non-sexual tension. I have no time for relationships take a lot of work. To hell with that. I already have a job. I don't need another one when I get home. Thanks. I want a relationship to be easygoing and tension-free. Either she likes me or she doesn't. I have no interest in working to gain her approval, and I have no interest in constantly having to prove myself to anyone. I emailed her the following morning and told her it wasn't going to work out. I wasn't particularly rude, but I didn't want to get into the game of email ping-pong either. I told her that I had a nice time, which was more or less a lie, but that I wasn't feeling any chemistry, and I didn't feel sorry for her at all. I didn't feel sorry for her at all. She's absolutely gorgeous, so it's not like she'd have trouble finding another guy. Apparently, she didn't see it that way. She took the news pretty badly. I'd like to think it was because I'm an amazing guy, but in reality, I strongly suspect that she's entirely unaccustomed to hearing the word no. She sent me some remarkably passive-aggressive emails accusing me of using her, even though all we did was have dinner. We didn't even kiss. She also asked me more than once if there was, quote, someone else, whatever that's about. The next time I went to my friend's house, there was an unnecessary conversation which opened after I kicked his ass in some shitty Xbox game. Lauren told me what you did to her. What I did? I didn't do anything. Yeah, exactly. What? Are you crazy? She's gorgeous. I know. And I'm as shallow as you. Really, I am. But there's absolutely nothing going on there. You fucking Fruit Loop. I'll never get a girl like that. You know what that's like? What this is like? Fruit Loop, what? It's like recording one of those things where they throw food around St. Patrick's Day or something and making starving children in Africa watch it. That's you. Why are they in Africa? Who's throwing food around on St. Patrick's Day? I think they do it in New Orleans. It doesn't matter. What's the matter is it's insulting to men everywhere what you did. I didn't do anything. Jesus. Well, she never shuts up about you. I guess it's true that they say nice girls go for assholes. I wouldn't exactly call her nice. Oh, you're doing it again. She's lovely. You had her. You could have had her. You just threw her away. She was really upset, you know. I had to talk to her for hours that night just to calm her down. You didn't have to. What else was I supposed to do? I don't know. Man the fuck up? Anyhow, there's one of the... Yeah, so that's one of the worst dates, okay? Anybody here ever have a worst date? Yeah, a lot of them. That's why you're here. But here's one.
Too many.
Here's a worst date, just quick. You know, you're a real asshole. I thought girls liked assholes. Yeah, but you're the wrong kind of asshole. All right. Everybody having fun? We got Lizard Day coming up here in 18 minutes or less. We're going to bring up in a moment Bubble Pop.
Bubble Pop.
If there's anybody here that has some little joke they'd like to tell or whatever, save it. No, just let me know. Titania, how are you, darling? Good to see you. We want to thank Jamie because Jamie puts this all together. And, of course, well, over there's a venue tip jar. That venue tip jar, it goes to the Jody Arias's Get Out of Jail Fund, okay? She wants to, oh, my gosh, she wants to be, didn't she say that she wants to, right, she'd like to die. Oh, sure, we'll kill you the same fucking way you killed Travis. 27 stab wounds and a gunshot.
She's a pretty sick puppy.
You once dated men? Yeah. I don't date any men. I just find them repulsive. Oh, Nessie, how are you? How are you, Bob? You doing well? Let her room with Ariel Castro. That's a great idea. That's it.
There you go.
I think that'd be
made for
something.
each
Wouldn't that
other.
be something? Yeah, what a party that would be. And their doctor could be that doctor who was a pediatrician, whatever he was. Philadelphia. That's got to be a hell of a jail, right? Yeah. And the broker could be Bernie Madoff. What a time they could have. Can you imagine playing poker with that group? This is my poker face. I'm scared to death. All right. Let's bring up Bubble Pop. Come on, Bubbles.
Oh.
Bubble Pop. Woo.
Yeah, I'm
Bubble Pop. Let's all clap up
there.
here. Clap up for Bubbles. Yeah.
Yay, Bubble Pop.
Yeah. As he's getting up here, I don't know if any of you see the stage. If you look at it, every week I change it.
Wild.
You know, it's unbelievable. It takes me a whole week to paint this shit. You can't believe what a job it is. It's unbelievable. And trying to get colors in Second Life is just a bitch because now the Lindens have been running out of, like, blue. All right, Bubble. There we go.
Oh,
right.
Oops, sorry, Lauren. I didn't mean to bump into you.
No,
like
you're
that.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. Wow,
It's
you
an
got little
honor.
feet.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go.
I was going to say it's an honor to be here, but no, I'm kidding. It's really an honor to be here. Unlike that last place I was at, the Sex City place, that was a complete opposite. It was not honorable. Oh, you were talking about the worst book. You know, I read a pretty bad one, Lauren. 50 Shades of Kim Jong-un. Have you read that one? That's pretty bad. It's about Kim Jong-un and his dog.
It's really funny.
Anyways.
His dog?
Did he write that book on how to turn a pressure cooker into a space object?
Oh, the poor dog. In other entertainment news, out of Hollywood, did you see the TV ratings? The Duck Dynasty beat out American Idol in the TV ratings. Yes, I repeat, Duck Dynasty, a documentary-style show about a family that, I guess they make duck calls and duck accessories, beat out the billion-dollar juggernaut of the singing talent show, American Idol, in L.A. This week, the new #1 television show is Lauren's Place on live stream.
Yay, all right.
Official AP story I read on Twitter. Another thing I saw in the news is gun control. Some feel safer to have no guns. Some feel safer to have a few guns. But, you know, I would feel safer than everyone if I had that Mormon-wielding samurai sword guy living in my neighborhood. Have you seen that guy? The samurai-wielding swordsman. He scared that robber so bad, he not only fled the scene, he drove himself immediately to the police station to turn himself in. Yeah, we need more of this kind of policing.
He's like a
ninja-trained, ninja-trained Mormons. Ninja-trained with samurai swords and katanas. Ha! And yeah, randomly dropped into various neighborhoods wearing untied bathrobes. This will scare all the crime. Streets will be empty. I guarantee it. And then, that'd be perfect where I live too, in Las Vegas. Yeah. There's lots of shows here in Las Vegas, and I have this friend visiting. She likes to go to shows and happens to like Celine Dion. Huh? Yeah. So I said, what a coincidence. We have shows here in Vegas too, and there's a guy who does a great impersonation of Celine Dion down at the El Cortez. She really wants to see Celine Dion, so I call up Ticketmaster, and I tell the lady I want 2 tickets to Celine Dion. And, well, I really want to impress her, so I asked for main floor tickets. The lady says, that'll be $800. I'm like, how about upper level, maybe? She says, that'll be $500. We have a couple seats, upper level, obstructed view, behind the stage for less than $500. So I said, I guess I'll be sitting home tonight and we won't be seeing Celine Dion. She said, that'll be $100. Once again, I'm Bubble Pop Unplugged. It was great to see y'all here again this weekend.
Oh, bravo. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Bravo,
Thanks,
Bubble.
Bubble. Thanks to all the people that make this place fabulous. I'd like to thank Procter & Gamble for sponsoring the show. I'd like to thank General Mills. I wonder who he was.
General Mills.
Yeah, General Mills, right?
He was married to Mrs. Mills.
So I guess we'll do this next, and then we're going to get up Lizard Day in a moment. But here first, other worst dates, okay?
About 4 years ago, I went on a really bad date. Trent, a guy I knew very casually, called me up and asked if I would like to go to dinner and see a movie. Now, although this isn't a very creative or exciting date, there is nothing wrong with it. It's a classic date for a reason. The problem was the movie he selected. He didn't ask if I had any suggestions. He took me to see the new, at the time, James Bond movie, GoldenEye. The movie had a lot of wild sex scenes and masochism. The levels in the movie were not to the point of being offensive, but they made me extremely uncomfortable. I didn't know Trent at all that well, and every time one of those scenes came on, I could feel my cheeks burning, and I wanted nothing more than to be somewhere else with someone else. Guys, if you're going to the movie route, please do your research. Find out from female friends, if possible, if it would be a good idea for a first date movie, and ask the girl if she has any suggestions. For your information, this date was not a deal breaker. Trent and I ended up dating several months, so there is hope after a bad date. Okay. So...
No. How'd you like me telling the story that way, huh?
Yeah, I find myself listening to the voice more than what you're saying.
Yeah, right. That's because I'm blonde and beautiful.
And we're just staring at your chest. We're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
What happens when Facebook eventually goes out of business and nobody can find their friends anymore? None of us write anything down. Something happens doing all this stuff. We're not going to know anyone else. Ugh. Yeah. Things I don't get in Second Life. I don't know how you are, but, when I first came in, and this guy won like $100,000. What's his name? He was the magician. What's his name? Come on, you guys all know. Tuna Oddfellow.
Yeah.
Won $100,000, right, for making a box disappear in Second Life. The fuck is wrong with these people in First Life to think that was really great? Wow. I can't believe it. Look, I cut her in half. Wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, come on. You got to wonder about that. And then I saw a Chinese dissident who just arrived in New York. What does New York need? Another dissident? I mean, come on. We have no dissidents here. We have griefers, but we don't have dissidents. Don't you think there should be like a group of people in Second Life who go to a sim and stand with protest signs up, right? Don't you think?
I'm sure there's one somewhere.
There's got to be. Yeah, by the way, I noticed, we're going to have to do something. The furries are nearly extinct. They've been made into coats in Second Life.
Oh, that's where all the mesh coats come from. The recycled furries.
Yeah. I went into Kmart last week. There's a Kmart. There really is still Kmarts around. I went into one. I thought I was in a freebie sim.
That's exactly what Kmart is.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you know how your driver's license has a renewal date? They should put that on marriage licenses, don't you think? Hey, Lisa, how are you?
What if you fail to renew?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had to be
My birth certificate has a
girlfriend. What? Go on.
my birth certificate has an expiration date.
Yes, it does. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. Yeah. I had BDSM with my girlfriend, you know. She tied me up and left.
That's awesome.
It's just terrible. Yeah, I had a friend of mine said he had to cheat with other women since he didn't want to watch his wife fake BDSM. Yeah. Yeah. Ever stand in front of like a 10x mirror in First Life? Guys, you won't know anything about this. You've probably never seen a 10x mirror. I mean, if you want to know why we can see everything, it's because we have to look in a 10x mirror all the time, okay? Yeah. Fumbling with the switch on my 10x mirror. See if I can rebake. These are undateable in Second Life, you know? Hi, I love sex. You look hot. Isn't that like the worst? Do you ever get that? You look hot. What does that mean, I look hot? Hi, I love sex and you look hot, right? Yeah, if you're fixing dinner, just give us all some, okay?
Yeah. I'll have a sandwich, please.
Yeah. How about this one? I love this. This has got to be the worst, right, girls? My wife doesn't understand me. Well, if she doesn't understand you, there's no fucking way I'm going to understand you, okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, undateable. If you're still wearing library shoes, that's it. Okay? We just can't go out with you. You know? Yeah, and if everything you have looks really great, we know that there's a disappointed woman somewhere out there.
Yeah.
How many of you are escorts? Anybody here ever was an escort in Second Life?
Oh, God.
No.
I wanted to be one, you know. Yeah. I wanted to be one, but
In that
I
voice.
didn't try to apply till afterwards. Yeah. Exactly. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Oh, my nipples are so hard.
Ew.
Oh, is that right? Oh, you went ooh? Okay. Well, if you went ooh.
Hi, my nipples are so
Let me let Lizaday get set up here. I'm going to come off the stage. J Wheels, you let us know when she's got everything running. We're going to keep going.
I will.
Keep going, but we
I
just like to
will.
get the stage set up and stuff. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, when God first went to the Egyptians and asked them if they wanted a commandment, they said, "What's a commandment?" They asked, and he said, "Well, it's like thou shalt not commit adultery." The Egyptians thought about it and said, "No way, that would just ruin our weekends." So God went to the Assyrians and asked them if they'd like a commandment. They also said, "What's a commandment?" "Well," said God, "it's like thou shalt not steal." The Assyrians immediately replied, "No way, that would ruin our economy." Finally, God went to the Jews and asked them if they wanted a commandment. They asked how much. God said, "They're free." The Jews said, "Great, we'll take 10. It's an old joke, but it's still good.
Bottom ching.
Bottom ching, right? Yeah. Yeah, can't wait. Don't you think it's time for like some of these games to merge, like EverQuest and War of the Worlds, and see what happens? No, it's not War of the Worlds. It's War Worlds. Of
Yeah,
Warcraft.
World
Well,
of
they're all the
Warcraft.
same. I don't know. Wow, wow. What can I tell you? I bet you Orson Welles would have made a great Avatar.
Oh. I don't know if the slider bar goes up that high.
You know what they used to call Second Life before there was Second Life? Do you know? You know what they used to call this? Hallucinating. Okay?
That's why I like it so much.
I wonder what Timothy Leary would say.
Yep.
If Timothy Leary was around now with Second Life, he'd have 7 screens and all the alts running at the same time, right?
Yeah.
3 Faces of Eve, that's not enough. So, anyhow, without a doubt, one of the worst dates I've ever had was the guy a few weeks ago who spent 3 hours discussing the technical minutiae of computer installation. I got lost after the first 5 minutes, couldn't ask any questions because I didn't have a clue what he was saying, and just kept saying, and he decided I was the best conversationalist he met in years. Adding insult to injury, when the date was over, he expected me to pay half. I'm willing to go out with a bore a second time to see if he's just as nervous on the first date, but I'm not willing to pay for the privilege of being bored stiff. How many girls here have you ever been asked to pay like on a first date ever? Come on, seriously, you don't have, you can use an aside.
Right.
What? Yep. Okay. You know, I have my own thing about that. Okay. Nope. You always offer to pay. Yeah. I just offer to pay for the whole thing. Hope I'll get sex. No. I have my own theory about this Dutch treat thing. Okay. First of all, I don't know why they call it a Dutch treat. I mean, okay, that's weird. But let's go with this. Okay. The next time somebody comes up with this idea, it's real simple, okay? You sit down. Let's say dinner's $100 for the two of you, $150 for the two of it. All right, $1,200 for the two of you, and one of them is Malcolm X. No, grandson. No. All right, but let's just say that the bill is $150, and he says, let's split it. You go, fine. I spent $100 on my hair. I spent $75 on my pedicure and my manicure. I spent this on that, and this and this and that and this and that. When you're done with the whole thing, you turn to him and you say, you owe me $175, right?
I love that one.
Yeah. Anyhow, bad dates, right? Do you think the Israelis by now have Control-Alt-T? You think they just flip on, they go, oh, okay, let's see now. Okay, all right, let's see. Show advance permissions. Select only my objects before we blow the shit out of the others. I mean, it can't be fun living over there, It's got to be really something. And what's
Liz
the story
is
with all the
rolling,
nut
kids.
jobs are all? What? She's on?
She's rolling, she says.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so very much. I'm coming out of voice. Thank you again, once again, for making Tuesdays wonderful.
Bells.